Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel on Unique Pages with Fortunate. It is yet another episode, it is another day, and we are unfolding a new page today and a new story. So, I have not been posting episodes for the past few weeks. The reason for that is I have been traveling, so my schedule was really tight not to have any time to record or anything like that. So, yeah, now we are back and we keep on unfolding new stories, we keep on writing new chapters. So on this chapter today I want to touch on how to prepare for unforeseen circumstances of life and how to deal with challenges when they arise in the most uncomfortable or inconveniencing time. So, I just want to touch on a bit of that. So, for the past few weeks, I actually have learned that in life, it's not everything that is going to go as you plan, not all the time. Sometimes you be going through things that you did not really plan for, you be going through situations that you did not see coming, you see. But then the most important thing is how do you respond to such things when you come across them. Sometimes when something catches you by surprise, it's not easy to deal with it, especially because you did not prepare for it. Therefore, you don't know how to go around it, you don't know how to deal with it. Unlike something that you knew it was going to happen, you get yourself to prepare on time and find strategies on how to deal with it. That if this arises, this is how I'm going to deal with it. But something that randomly comes and you did not prepare for it, it causes things like you start being stressed out, you start feeling depressed, you start not knowing what to do with your life anymore, and so forth. It's really, and you start feeling anxious as well because you did not see the incident coming, you never prepared any mental or emotional stability for it, and now you need to learn in the midst of the situation how to deal with it. You need to learn in the midst of the situation how to find strategies, and in that way it causes you to have to find strategies fast. You need to do everything in haste because this thing is here, you did not prepare for it, and it needs your attention. You need to get out of it. What then are you going to do? And that's how we sometimes find ourselves in very uncomfortable situations where we need to make drastic decisions on things that we never prepare for. So, with that being said, I just like want to share a little bit story of actually what transpired. So, I have been out of my country, for several months. I've been in Germany and stuff, and I remember on the day I was supposed to return back to South Africa, I was so excited, to come back and stuff. I've missed my friends, I've missed my family, I have missed my loved ones and stuff like that. Okay, I unpacked my bags and yeah, got ready to go to the airport. I check out where I was staying because the contract ended, handed over the keys. And yeah, when I got to the airport, to my surprise, only to turn out that the flight to Dubai have been cancelled due to what has been happening in Dubai. I believe everyone knows what has been happening there recently. And I'm like, okay, when did this start? They were like, it started today. And that was on the 28th of February. And I was like, okay, so is there another flight? What's going on? Are they going to book us a new flight? Because I was supposed to fly from Germany to Dubai and then have a layover there, then take another flight from Dubai to Cape Town. And then they were like, there is nothing we can do at the moment. However, what we can do is to place you guys in hotels for the night, organize transport for you to take you there. It was such a relief to hear them say that. I was like, okay, but they can only accommodate us in the hotel for one night. What happens after that, it's entirely up to you. you can imagine you are in a foreign country, you checked out where you were staying because the contract ended, you planned and knew that you were going back home, and this happens. And then, okay, fine, we check in the hotels, we sleep for the night. In the morning, the buses come again to take us back to the airport. Now we inquire, okay, anything new? Are we flying today? If not, what are our options? Firstly, they say no, the flights to Dubai have been cancelled. Secondly, we do not have any options at the moment, like literally nothing. And now I'm thinking to myself that what do they mean there are no options? You understand? I'm in a foreign country. I was there to study. I have to go back home. My contract of accommodation where I was staying, it has ended, submitted all the keys. At this point, I must get going. I must be in my country. And something like that happens. And you start being frustrated because you don't know what you are supposed to do. Like, you can't think because there are thousands of things coming to your mind at the same time. It's questions, it's fear, it's stress, it's anxiousness, it's everything is just so nerve-wracking. You don't know where to start. You don't know what to do. And I sat there with my friend. We were trying to figure out what then are we supposed to do. And the day that was supposed to be the happiest day of my life, to come back home from being abroad or overseas for such a long time, excited to come back to see my family, my friends. I bought them gifts and I just can't wait to see them. I know that I'm going back home, and that happens. Like, that happens. And now we have to figure out what we are going to do, because at that time it's every man for himself. What then we had to do, we had to find a new flight. So we had to check a new flight that leaves from Germany directly to Cape Town. You understand? We had to pay a new flight. Mind you, the price was almost double the amount we paid for that flight we had to return with. Now we had to clean all our bank accounts, savings, everything we had, because of an unforeseen circumstance that we never prepared for. And this situation has taught me so much about life, that you can sleep one night with everything figured out. Everything figured out, everything in your life in order, under control, budget okay, savings okay, life okay, everything going fine. And one day you will just wake up and lose every single thing you had in a day, like you never had it. And it taught me something about life, that when they say life is unfair, they're talking about situations like this. Like, life literally ambush you. Like, life literally ambush you, and you don't know what to do. You don't know where to turn to. You just try to think, why did it have to happen at this time? Out of all days, out of all times, at this time, where I literally have nowhere to go. I don't know what to do with myself at this moment. And I have learned that there is nothing in life that is guaranteed. Absolutely nothing. Even everything that you have at the moment, it's not guaranteed that you're going to have that for the rest of your life, because you don't know how tomorrow is going to look like for you. You might wake up in a situation that you never, not even in your wildest imagination, imagine that you might experience something like that. And it might push you to an extent for you to give up everything you have in order just for you to survive, or just for you to be safe. And you might find the sacrifice that you have to make is for your own good. Because have I not gave up all I had to book a new flight? Where was I going to sleep first? How was I going to get home? And on top of that, had to book a new accommodation, a hotel, to pay for a hotel for that night, because the flight we got was to fly the following day. And at the moment, the only worry you have is just for your safety and just to get out of that country. Nothing else is in your mind. You're just like, what? I just want to leave this country. I just want to see myself in my country. I just want to get out of here. And you know that when you get out of there, where you're going, you need finances for stability to start afresh. All the money you had to sustain that, you had to spend it unplanned to use it for something else, to keep you alive and to keep you safe. And I've learned that sometimes the compromises or the sacrifices that we make, especially the unplanned one, you will not wake up knowing how your tomorrow is going to look like. I slept having everything figured out in my life, financially stable, everything was just okay. And you just wake up one day and you're just in a situation that you never ever imagined you might find yourself in, it that just comes and ambushes you, and now you have to find a way out. And your way out means you need to compromise something, or you need to sacrifice something, and you got to do that, and especially when it's something you never planned. Like I said when I started this video, that it becomes stressing. You become so anxious, you become scared, fear kicks in because you don't know what's going to happen. You are in a foreign country, for crying out loud. You're not even in your own country, foreign country. At that point, what I went through those 3 days was, I wouldn't recommend it as a pleasant surprise. At the same time, I started feeling like it rubbed off all the good time I had in Germany. I felt like it rubbed off all the good memories. I had a very good experience there. It was so nice. It was so amazing. Everything was just so splendid. And just when I was about to leave, it gives you one of the worst experiences you'll never forget in your entire life. How do you survive a situation like that? How do you prepare for situations like that? Mind you, you are a student. You're not even employed or anything like that where you would know you have an income. No. But you have to make means. But one thing that I would say is, I am one person who strongly believes that everything happens for a reason. And I'm one person who believes that God will never give me something or a luggage that will be too heavy for me to carry. Everything he gives me, I might feel like I am weak to carry it, or I don't have the strength to carry it. But trust me when I tell you that when you are in it, you will know how to carry it. Because sometimes we be sitting down and you'll be like, yo, if I go through something like that, I don't think I can manage. Wait until it comes to you. You will know that you can manage it. That's when you will find out that you are capable of surviving that situation. And you'll be surprised because you also never knew that you have such capabilities or such strength to carry through a situation like that. That's why sometimes certain people, they always say that you will never know what someone else is going through until you are in their shoes. The things that we say we cannot do or we are unable to do, wait until a situation forces you to do it. That's when you will know that you are actually capable of doing that. So I would say, even in the midst of that, I have seen God giving me the strength. And I would pray, I was like, God, I don't know what to do. Like, I was crying for those days. Like, all I could do was just to try to think and cry and like have massive headaches. And I would say, God, I know that even in this, you're still with me. Even in this, you will make a way. The way you can make, or the way you will make, might not be convenient for me, but you would know it's to keep me safe and to keep me out of this. However you do it, do it. And when you think everything was getting better, it felt like each day something worse happens. Each day it got worse and worse and worse. But still, you have to hang on. You have to hang on because you do not have the choice to give up. There are other people who have choices to give up, that you know that if I give up this is my second option. And there are people like myself that you do not have the choice to give up. If you get into something, you get into a goal, you have to keep it going. Whether the circumstance or the environment at some point becomes favorable for you or not, you need to keep it going, because giving up is not even in the list of your options. And that's how strength is built up. And at this point, I feel like all the things I have been through in this life, every single challenge I have experienced, encountered, and passed through, trust me when I tell you that at this point, I'm stronger than I've ever known myself to be. And there is nothing, not even a situation that can put me down at the moment, because I have learned to survive even in the worst, unfavorable and uncomfortable situations. I have learned to develop strategies. I have learned to never let the fear take over, but to have faith even when nothing looks promising. I have learned to pray even when I felt like I'm angry at God. I have learned to trust Him even though nothing seems to make sense on what He's doing exactly with my life. And at this point, when I look back, that God, I've trusted you even when the path was unclear. I've trusted you even the days when I cried, because regardless of what I have went through, not even a day where you've let me drown, not even a day when you've let me burn. Of course, I passed through the fire, but you never let me feel the pain of it. Somehow, you find a way to shield me. But because we are human beings, it's normal to stress. Sometimes even when you know God has it under control, but because we don't know the duration that we have to wait for Him to show Himself, it becomes so difficult to wait in silence. It's so difficult to wait in a blind room where you don't see anything and you are just hoping for the miracle to happen, and the miracle is taking its time to take place, to come by. And that's when you need to learn patience, that not everything comes and happens by our time. Sometimes it will take you the worst level of patience that you need to practice to in order for something to pass by, or in order to get what you have been waiting for. There was once someone, I once watched this video where someone was saying that you know what, if your tears do not join you when you are waiting for God, if your tears don't join you, you have not started waiting. And I found that very true, because waiting for God, it means you have to cry in the waiting room. There is stress in the waiting room. There is doubt. There is fear. There is everything. You start doubting if He's ever listening. You start doubting, why did He allow something like this to happen? But after all, everything happens for a reason. I might still now not know why He allowed me to be in that kind of a situation, but I know there is a good reason for Him to have allowed that to happen. I know that after every storm, there's always calmness. And eventually, even in the biggest dark, the sun eventually rises and light eventually comes in. I might not know why I had to experience that, or why we experience the problems and things and situations in life. But as long as He is watching and you believe that He is, and you believe in Him, trust me, after every storm, there's always sunshine. And when that sun rises again, it will wipe off everything you've been through like it never took place. God has this thing. He is able to remove everything, like to wipe off all your worries like they were never there once He starts answering those prayers. And not sometimes, and after that, that's when you get to realize, that's when He gives you the memorandum of the test He put you through. That, no man, yeah, this was the reason. And sometimes you become grateful. Had you not went through that, probably you wouldn't be where you'd be at that moment. And you start to see how creative God is, how of a master He is. I'm a believer. I don't know about you. But anyway, this is the end of today's episode. I know it's not as bubbly as the other ones. Maybe that's because I'm just, sharing something as hard, how to put it, as heartful as it is, Yeah. So, well, thank you for staying with me throughout this episode, and we will meet again in the next episode. Please kindly watch this episode and comment every situation you have been in that caught you by surprise, every situation you found yourself in that you never thought you're gonna get out of it, and you did anything at all. Whether you're still in it right now, whether you've been through it, whether you have the fear of experiencing it, anything at all, please communicate with me in the comment section, and also talk and also write how you got out of it. Just give an advice of, this is how I got out of it, these are the strategies I've used, because you never know, someone out there might be in it and need someone just to give them a map, just like a direction, a compass of how to get out of it. You never know, sharing a story in the comment section might actually help someone else to have some hope and faith that, you know what, I'm going to pass this. And getting out of every situation marks as a signature that you are a fighter. Well, this is Fortunate Malumane signing out on Unique Pages with Fortunate. I will see you again on my next episode. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you again on my next episode. Take care and mind, don't forget, every season is a story written.